Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I am your host as always, Cody the Hangman Heinzman, once again joined by Jeremy. Our first video since SummerSlam.
Yep.
I'm still so hyped about it. Like, the video is going to be about Bash in Berlin, but I'm going to gush about SummerSlam just a little bit more.
Go ahead.
Kind of special. Like, today I heard someone listening to Jelly Roll's Liar in their vehicle, and it was just like, I heard that song debuted at SummerSlam. It's been a highlight, especially with how shitty this week's been.
Oh, well, sorry about your shitty week.
Yeah.
Mine hasn't been exactly the greatest either.
Let's talk about some a little bit more joyous things. Bash in Berlin is tomorrow, and we are here to give our predictions on the card. 5 matches to talk about, 3 title matches. Of course, as always, we'll start with the non-title matches. We're going to start with the mixed tag team match between Rhea Ripley and Damien Priest versus Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom.
Before we get, whoa, hello, what? Computer just did a thing, so that was weird. Anyway, before we get into that, I just want to address that you may notice a difference in scenery. So the setup's been moved over one room. Reasons for that I'm not going to get into, but yeah, this is for the time being, for the foreseeable future, this will be the setup. So anyway, answering your question, my computer keeps doing the thing. So hopefully that doesn't become a problem.
The video or anything, but I don't think so.
I'm going to give it to the baby faces,
Which is Ripley and Priest.
Mm-hmm. Just because like they've been playing this angle where they just like can't get their hands on them.
Right.
The other members jump in, end up taking the bullet, but I think they're finally going to get their comeuppance.
Yep. We're definitely going to get some outside shenaniganery.
No, there's definitely going to be some interference, some bullshit going on, but I think at the end of it, we'll have the baby faces come out on top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree that Priest and Rhea Ripley's going to take the W for this and then see where things go in the foreseeable future, but this is kind of a bookend for at least Rhea Ripley's side of things. I'm sure we're going to get Priest and Balor possibly at Bad Blood or somewhere down the line.
Yep. Be setting up for the title match between Liv and Rhea and the comeuppance for Finn Balor.
But I don't think there's much more to talk about on this one. We'll go ahead and move on to our next non-title match. We actually have 2 non-title matches to talk about instead of 1 like we've had the last few videos. McIntyre versus Punk, Part 2 in a strap match.
I'm going to say Punk, and I'm going to say why. I'm going to get... They're probably...
I hope you say why. That's why we're making a video.
Well, my reason as to why, there, smart one, is...
You do the same to me.
I do. Hey, I got called on my shit, so, you know, you gotta own up to it, I guess. Anyway, the reason why I think Punk's gonna win this one is because I think they're gonna have a tiebreaker match.
Yeah.
That's gonna close the feud, and it's gonna be... That match is going to be... I would venture to say that might possibly be a Hell in a Cell match, but, you know, hard to tell. Be some type of crazy stipulation. But, yeah, as far as the strap match goes, because I think a strap match you can still get disqualified. I think the only thing you can use is a strap. I think anything outside of that's illegal.
Possibly.
I'm almost certain. Yeah, it's not an ODQ match. You can get disqualified in a strap match. I think you can also get counted out.
And maybe this is a good time to bring up the rules for a strap match. You win by being able to put your hand on all 4 turnbuckles. Is that correct? Or can you win?
Well, there are variations of those kind of matches. So yeah, there are strap matches where you touch the 4 corners to win. You have to touch them in succession, uninterrupted. So you start 1, boom, boom. You have to do that without getting. You can't hit 1, 2, and then get hit, and then go back and hit the other 2. And you have to hit them all 4 in succession. Then I've seen strap matches where they are pin and submit. They're just strapped to each other.
Gotcha.
And the only thing you can use is the strap. Now, in the variation where you got to touch the 4 corners, I'm pretty sure those are no disqualification because that's the only way you can win. So, smacking somebody with a chair isn't gonna. Yeah. So. Because I remember when Rusev and Cena did a similar match. It was like a Russian chain match or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in that one you touch the 4 corners, but not every strap match is that. There is, because I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I could be wrong on this, there's some fact checking. A long time ago, The Rock and Triple H had a strap match, and I'm pretty sure that was a pin or submit match.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't think they're all like that.
So this is most likely going to be a pin or submit if we were to take a guess.
They haven't mentioned anything about. And again, who knows? But from what I'm picking up, I think it's going to be a no DQ pin or submit, or a match with disqualifications and pin or submit.
Gotcha.
Or I don't. Maybe countouts aren't. Maybe there is no countouts. I don't know.
I mean, it'd be a little bit hard to get count out being strapped together, but maybe not.
No, I mean the strap is quite long.
Right.
Like it's not like they're going to be close proximity to the point where they're not going to be stuck within arm's length of each other. The strap is pretty decently long.
Right.
If I had to guess, I'd say the strap's probably about 10, 15 feet.
Possibly.
So.
But yeah, I agree that Punk is most likely going to win, so we can have the rubber match at Bad Blood, and hopefully we can put an end to this rivalry. Because I don't want to say it's overstayed its welcome, but I don't see.
I mean, by October, this whole thing's been going on for 10 months.
Right.
But I mean, look at the long-term storytelling
with Roman Reigns.
With Roman Reigns, and look at the feud with Roman Reigns. I mean, because they started with Cody winning the Royal Rumble in 2023, and then he set up his thing with Roman Reigns. Now throughout the year he went on to have different opponents, but the story always was Cody coming back
to finish the story.
So yeah, so long-term storytelling. There's nothing wrong with long-term storytelling. I don't mind I would prefer long-term storytelling. Not every feud needs to be the smaller ones. You don't need to drag that out. But the big stories that they're telling, obviously keep that going. Right. Milk that cow for what it's worth.
I don't think this is one that needs to be long term.
Nah, I don't think it will be. It will end at Bad Blood. If it doesn't end at Bad Blood, then I would venture to say that they're going to carry it on until WrestleMania.
Dear Lord. I mean, I'm not against it, but
it just depends on how they book it. I mean, Bad Blood would be the place to do it if you're going to end it. Then
I definitely think it's going to end at Bad Blood. In WrestleMania, we will possibly have Punk versus Rollins because we're eventually getting that. At some point, we're getting that one-on-one.
Oh yeah, so maybe that's what the build-up would be too, because Rollins left for a little bit to heal up some nagging injuries.
I mean, you could even at Bad Blood. I know we're talking about Bash of Berlin, but you could have Rollins caused Punk, and that's how we start that one. I mean, not all matches need to end like that. It's been happening a little too much lately, I feel.
Yeah, especially with the McIntyre and Punk story, where Punk comes in and just costs McIntyre every chance he gets.
Mm-hmm.
So, meow, there's a cat in here. No, he's just gonna chill. Okay.
But, I don't know. I don't have much more to say on this one.
The only thing I would add to that is if Rollins. I feel like if Rollins did interrupt or did cost Punk the match, or either way, it would I don't know. I feel like the story it would involve the three of them for at least a little while.
Right.
So, with that being said, I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, dokie. This is probably going to be our longest talk match, to be honest. I don't have really much to say for the other ones. It's also stipulation that we don't get a whole lot of, so...
Strap match, yeah.
Given a little bit of a history, backstory, idea of how that works.
Right.
On to the first title match we'll talk about. It's one that we're probably not going to be lingering on too much, because neither one of us probably care too much about it. You have Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn defending their tag titles against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargil. Most likely Alba Fyre and them's retaining.
I don't know. I don't know too much about the storyline to say. I know, apparently, from what I understand, they cut the title reign of Belair and Cargil short because Cargil, I guess, is underperforming. Don't know how true that is. It's just kind of out there.
I mean, we also speculated that also they gave it to Alba Fyre and them because of the family tragedy that Alba Fyre went through at that time that they faced for that match. I forget, someone from Alba's family passed before they had that match.
I don't know anything about that.
And they were also in Alba Fyre and Isla Dawn's hometown, home country of wherever they went.
Australia?
No, it wasn't Australia. Scotland. It was Clash at the Castle, I think.
Okay, yeah. Clash at the Castle. Okay, yeah. I was thinking of Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber was in Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. I didn't mean to cut your thought off, though, so...
Oh, no, I don't even remember what I was saying.
You were saying that they cut it short because Jade Cargil wasn't performing.
She was underperforming. I don't know how true that is. I don't necessarily think that she's underperforming. Then again, I'm not a WWE executive who determines these things, so...
I don't think she's had a chance to perform to say she's underperforming.
No, because I honestly haven't watched a match with her in it since WrestleMania.
And that was the 3 women's 6-man. That's what those are called. 6-man tag matches.
Yeah.
I know my wrestling terminology.
The 3-on-3.
Oh my.
The 3v3. The 3-peat.
And the only singles match I know she was in was, I think, the qualifiers and maybe a few here and there. But as of late, she's not even had a match. There's really no build-up for this match. It's just kind of, we need a women's tag match, so here you go.
And it's weird because, when Jade Cargil was first coming into WWE, they were hyping her up to be this, super talent. She was going to be a megastar, and then they were just which is they kind of hit or miss, and they kind of do that shit, and it irritates me to no end.
I mean, I know, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good, go ahead.
I know that speculations that Jade Cargil is supposed to turn on Bianca at some point, and this could
maybe
be
this might be, yep. I was kind of thinking that. Because maybe Alba Fyre and Isla retain, and then, you know.
Like Bianca's the one that gets pinned or something, and Jade.
Or Jade can get pinned, and you know the classic, you know, the teammates trying to like be supportive, you know, help her, and then she just gets, you know, she's just like yeah, and then boom.
Or,
could go that way.
Or the other way it could go is, you know, Bianca Belair knocks Jade Cargil off the apron. Tag team, you know.
Oh yeah, and then she goes to tag and then doesn't, and then attacks her.
Or that knocking her off is what causes Bianca to lose, and then Jay comes in and was like, "What you do that for?" type of thing. All this to say, Alba Fyre and Isla aren't losing the titles. TLDR, they're retaining.
More than likely, I guess. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That's fair.
Which leads me to talk about... We're going to talk about Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens first. We're going to not talk about them last this time.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes is most likely retaining.
Oh, he is retaining.
He is
There's
most
no...
likely retaining.
He is. It's not most likely. He is. Get 100% guaranteed. They're not going to give. They're not going to have this big storyline.
Right.
And then they're going to have Roman Reigns come back. The Rock's supposed to come back, and then they're going to have Kevin Owens. When that wouldn't make any sense.
So I guess what to predict with this match? I guess
this is a filler match. This is a fucking filler match
with the world title. Well, WWE title.
Well, it's a filler. It's a filler for the. It's not like a filler match for like the card. It's a filler match for like the story. Because they're like waiting for the right time, so they're like, well, we can't just keep putting Cody against Solo.
Right.
That's not going to make any sense. So let's just have him face random people, and someone just do it. Like, Kevin Owens. Oh yeah, that works.
Which I do like the build to this match a little. Like, they've been doing a good job building the match. I don't know if you've kept up with the build. I've been
kind of watching it. Yeah, it seems like they make it seem like Kevin's gonna turn heel.
Yeah, so that's the thing I was starting to say. That's the thing to predict. Is Kevin actually gonna turn heel, or are we gonna have a banger match between two baby faces?
Babyface versus babyface is hard to do because one, it splits the crowd. Two, it's like, because like somebody's gonna be a heel going into the match, even though they're both baby faces.
Right.
Like somebody's gonna be more heel than going into that, and I would say it would be Kevin Owens.
It's very much Kevin Owens. But at the end of the day, is he going to not be riding that line and just completely go heel, or are they gonna like hug it out at the end?
That's I don't know, because like, so like my thought is, if you turn Kevin Owens heel, that would insinuate that the feud between them is going to continue.
Right.
So maybe don't do that unless you're like not expecting to have, because then there's like Randy Orton in the picture too. So where does he fall in?
Right.
So I don't think turning him full heel is going to make a whole lot of sense. At least not in the current storyline.
It's fine to have a one-off heel Kevin Owens for people who want to see that side. But at the end of the day, he isn't turning full heel. He will go back to... I mean, I hesitate to call him babyface too. Like he's on that side of the spectrum, but he rides the line.
Well, there are like, so in wrestling we call them tweeners because they're in between.
Right.
They're in between, kind of like The Undertaker was actually not really considered heel or babyface. He just kind of came out, did what he did, and left.
So that is something that's where I would put Kevin Owens.
Because like you can have a babyface that has heel tendencies, especially someone who tends to switch back and forth a lot.
Which Kevin Owens falls in that little circle.
Because you got because the best way to carry it, and it's actually really good that Kevin Owens does things the way he does, because and it's really hard to do, is when you're a heel and you're more of established heel, because Kevin Owens' first few years of his career he was
established heel.
He was a heelest of the heels.
Turned on Sami Zayn, went after Cena.
And then that whole thing with Shane McMahon, blah 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 blah. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And then the Stone Cold match. When he turns babyface, he keeps the same attitude. He has the same characteristics, the same tendencies, but he also has more babyface mannerisms.
Right.
So
more appealing to the crowd.
He still does the shit talking, but he does it to heels instead of babyface.
Right.
So when he's a heel, then he does, he's the same person. He's just on the other side of the card. That's just like the Miz is really good at that too. It's like when the Miz is a babyface, he still has his characteristics.
Right.
It's flipped.
Right.
I would say because when Randy Orton was a heel 90% of his career up until 2010, WrestleMania 26, when he faced the other two members of Legacy in the triple threat match. And that was when he officially turned babyface. And after that, he didn't really because he was a babyface, but he didn't really show that he wasn't coming out and kissing babies and all that.
Right.
He just came out, did his thing, and left. And I seen there was I forget who it was. He came out, and I don't know if he was in a match or if he came out and helped somebody, but he just kind of gave him a nod, and then got out of the ring. He didn't shake their hand or raise their hand or anything. He just gave them a quick
nod of respect,
and then left. So that's kind of how a lot of those kind of back and forth, because Randy Orton's been kind of back and forth. He's been face for the past 4 or 5 years now.
Something like that.
No, it hasn't been 5 years because he was heel in 2020. So 20.
Was he heel in 2020? Because wasn't that when he was having his rivalry with Bray Wyatt?
That was 2019.
I think it went in 2022 because I'm pretty sure it was during the pandemic era.
He might have been babyface because he went back and forth, because then he was heel. In 2020 he was heel when he was facing McIntyre when McIntyre was WWE champion.
Right. Yeah.
And then 2021 and going into WrestleMania 37, that was that match with Bray Wyatt with the Fiend.
Gotcha.
Because he had that match with Alexa Bliss, which was more of just Alexa Bliss running around the ring and stupid shit happening while she was running around the ring.
Right.
And then straddled Orton for a pin, which I'm sure the PG market people were just absolutely thrilled about that.
It's nice that we're kind of getting out of the PGA era just a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little more edgy now. It's not quite Attitude Era, but it's not oh my god, I said butt on national television. The feds are coming.
Are we getting off track?
We are. We are very off track. We are completely gone from the original topic. The thing with we were talking about a match, and then we went on talking about people's careers and shit that happened 4 years ago. And then somehow got talking about butts on national television. We should probably go back to what we were here. Back to our regularly scheduled program. I don't know what the hell we're doing, but it sure as shit ain't talking about fucking Bash in Berlin. I'll tell you that much.
Trying to get the train back on the tracks here.
That train ain't coming back to no track. That train's gone. it went into what it became Choo Choo Charlie and just went anywhere.
Choo Choo Charlie. So yeah, Cody is going to retain, all in all, at the end, and we will see Kevin Owens still helping Cody down the line. I mean, to actually get back to, do we think any outside shenaniganery is going to happen? Or if anything happens, it would be like at the end. Maybe to set up for...
They could have the bloodline, at the very least, make their presence felt. Kind of like getting both the minds of Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, and then maybe at the end, after everything, then they attack, and then they fight off the bloodline, and then that's what I would do if that's the way you're going to go that route. I mean, they're still telling the storyline, because Solo just said on the last episode of SmackDown that he got next. So he's still in that indicates to me that he's still in the title picture.
I do remember that. No matter if it's Kevin or Cody, I'm coming for the title. I remember that now.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a thought, like, as soon as I ended, like...
Did it hurt?
Yeah. Like, after I ended, if there's going to be outside shenaniganery and you started talking about the bloodline, it's going to kind of segue to our next match. Do we think Cody retains, Randy Orton loses his match, spoiler, I'm saying Gunther's retaining, in this train of thought at least. Randy Orton loses his match, comes out, RKO's Cody. Because he's mad that he didn't win his match.
My question is, why is this match even happening? And I'm talking about the world title match between... Because Randy's a SmackDown superstar. And the World Heavyweight Championship is a Raw title held by a Raw champion.
I mean, the way they set it up, so I guess we're going to start talking about this match now. Gunther versus Randy Orton for the world title. They set it up because Gunther only got the chance to win this because on a technicality, the referee did not see that Orton's shoulder was not down. So this is our rematch because Orton never lost that match. And we're getting the true end to this, or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason this is happening. And I do find it interesting. It does make me think a little bit that Orton will take it, which doubtful. I feel it's a little too soon to take it off of Gunther, but then again, at the same time, I feel it'd be kind of a humbling thing. You know,
They literally had, back in 2011, they literally had a tournament for the WWE Championship. Came down to the Miz.
Oh, that's right.
Versus
I
Rey
know what you're talking about
Mysterio.
now.
Ray won it, and then immediately at the end of the night, literally not even the show wasn't even over yet.
Yeah.
John Cena came out one time.
Right.
So yeah, and I think Randy Orton at this point he's not quite as like John Cena status, but like he's got that swag, he's got that, you know. They could be like, nah. Well, then again, Vince is gone, so who knows?
Right. Dear Lord, I don't remember what my train was going to... It's gone again.
The train, it got railed and then derailed. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. That's not good. The train did not get railed.
The setup... I've been thinking like it's a humbling type thing for Gunther because he wants to go on about the fact that he was the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. He was that, so he's thinking he's going to be this with the world title, and reality slaps him in the face type of thing, and Orton picks up the title.
I mean, a lot of people are pushing for Orton to win the title because he's cut one of the best promos that he's cut in a while.
Very good promos the last few weeks leading up to this match. Like I will venture to say this is probably the highlight, the crowd drawer of Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, because we know the Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the title is not.
No.
No money. It's not a money match. Not currently in the storyline.
Right. Which is nothing bad against either one of them.
No, it's not like there's a lot more going on right now that they could have worked on, but like they chose to go this route, so we're kind of like, maybe because we know who's gonna win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We know who's winning this match, so like it's almost like what's the point of watching? Like we know who's winning.
Right.
You're not just gonna in the middle of everything going on. You're not just gonna slap the title on someone else. That doesn't make any sense.
We are very much flip-flopping between the two heavyweight championship matches here.
Can't talk about one, you're talking about both at the same time.
More or less. Would I like to see Orton win it? Yes. But...
that's a toss-up. That's one of those matches where it's like, you think you know what's going to happen, but there's always that chance. There's always that like 35 to 40% chance that you're probably wrong, that you might be wrong.
And to go back into the build-up for this match, Orton said something interesting in that first promo where he said, "You better be freeing up your Friday nights." And we all know that Giovanni was kicked out of Imperium and now is going to SmackDown. So, if Orton does win the Raw, the World Heavyweight Championship goes to Raw and they move Gunther over, are we building towards something there?
Yeah, that's an interesting point, but I didn't think that it was a loot. Well, I guess... Did they say that if...
They did not say it, but it was just the way that Orton was like, you better free up your Friday nights because after I win, I will be going to Raw and you will be going to SmackDown. Basically, if I win, I take your spot and you're taking my spot.
Oh. That's an interesting, it's like a loser leaves Raw match. Except one person that's not on Raw to begin with.
Right.
I don't know.
And we are coming close to Survivor Series as well, to think about it on that level. And if we go back to champion versus champion, that's an interesting way to put Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes without having to put the title on the line and we get that match.
That is also a good thing. A good point. Yeah, I can see them doing that. This would be the way to do that. You could always put the title back on Gunther at any time.
Right.
Not that I like the title flip-flopping and bouncing back and forth and playing hot potato with it, because I just...
It would be a nice change of pace, though, with it a little bit, given that title reigns have been so long with a bunch of people lately. Nice change of pace to have it kind of flip-flopping just a little bit.
Yeah, Rollins had the World Heavyweight for a good while. We don't even need to mention Roman Reigns. We already know that story.
Right.
Gunther with the Intercontinental.
Priest at least had it till from WrestleMania. Which an interesting thing is everyone that won their title from WrestleMania has lost it except for Cody at this point. I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm definitely looking for Gunther and Randy Orton match. That is the match that I want to see. The strap match might be a second. I guess this leads to another question. Not really about Bash of Berlin. We're kind of done talking about it, but I may have said this with SummerSlam too, or not. I don't remember. What's this say about Cody's reign as champion? Was it the wrong choice? Was it the right choice? Are they booking it wrong?
I'm seeing a lot of backlash ever since WrestleMania.
That's kind of what I'm why.
And it didn't take long. Some people were on like the Cody hate train for no reason.
Right.
So like he won the title. Oh, he's a boring champion. Blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, it's been like 2 weeks. Like, let the guy cook.
Right.
I think he's been doing pretty good. Title matches have been decent. He's a babyface of all babyfaces. He's like John Cena status babyface. People like tend to turn on like super baby faces, like
right.
Like look at The Rock. He got booed out of the building. Die Rocky Die was a thing in the '90s, and then they turned him heel and everybody loved him. It was like topsy turvy land because back then kayfabe was still a thing. So I think he's doing a pretty good job. I wouldn't give his reign I wouldn't say he's like the greatest reign of all time, but like I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
It's not horrible. And they're building up to some better stuff coming up. People just need to let him cook.
Right. I, all in all, still am glad that he took the title when he took it.
It was the perfect time.
It was the perfect time.
Because that was that main event
and everything.
And the way that main event played out, like the last 10 minutes of that match was like the greatest cinema in wrestling.
Oh. And arguably SummerSlam was...
It was like a mini version of that.
It was a very mini version of that. Because
like,
you had all the Bloodline come out. And you had Kevin Owens and Randy Orton help Cody. Then you had Roman Reigns.
And this time the crowd actually got what they wanted.
Yeah. Being in that audience. Dear Lord. Could you imagine if Roman Reigns did not come back that night? There would not be a city of Cleveland. The Browns would have to find a new home.
They'll have to share it with the Bengals for a while. Yeah, it would have been pretty disappointing. I mean, I wouldn't have I would have been like, whatever. Like, right. I would have been like disappointed, but it's wrestling. Who cares? At the end of the day. But I imagine that city would have been burnt to a crisp, and its mayor hung upside down from a fucking telephone pole with his pants pulled down. With "We Want Roman" spray painted on his back.
Yep. Wrestling, everyone.
I think at that point it'd be more along the lines of assault, brother.
Gotta love wrestling fans.
If Cena wins, we riot. And boy, would they have.
Yeah. That's all for Bash in Berlin predictions. We will be back for hopefully be back for Bad Blood predictions. I'm very interested to see what matches end up being put on that card because they've been kind of hyping Bad Blood up for a while.
Yeah, they have. I'm excited for it because it's an old
concept brought back.
Yep. Because I think there was only 2 or 3 Bad Bloods in the past, and I know one of which had one of probably the greatest Hell in a Cell matches of all time. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight Championship. So I think that was 04. Of course, Triple H and Shawn Michaels had so many, like the 3 stages of Hell match, which I think that was the only one to ever happen. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember the 3 stages of Hell match?
I mean, I know the concept of 3 stages of Hell, but I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, so I think for that particular match, it was for the World Heavyweight title. I think the first match was just a regular match. That or it might have been like no disqualification, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like a singles match.
Mm-hmm.
The second match was a steel cage match. And then obviously the concept is, if one wins the first match and the other wins the second match, then you go into the third match.
Which is kind of 2 out of 3 falls match with weird stipulations.
Which, for that match, it was a ladder match, and that match determined the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Which Triple H ended up taking it.
Which, now that you bring that up, that might be what they do for McIntyre and Punk Part 3.
I don't see 3 stages of hell, maybe a 2 out of 3 falls. I can see them doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But a 3 stages of hell, in my opinion, should be reserved for a high intensity world championship feud.
So potentially Cody Rhodes or Gunther's opponent then?
If it gets to that point, but they don't have any because this is the first one. You're obviously not going to throw a 3 stages of hell match into 2 people who just started feuding.
Right.
That is reserved. That is a matches like that, and matches like Hell in a Cell, matches like a stretcher match or an ambulance match or anything like that, or a casket match. Those should be reserved for feud-ending battles.
Right, gotcha.
High intensity. Because you want to properly build to that. You want to have time to tell a story. Let this feud intensify to the point where there's no other way to end it other than this big gimmick match that's going to leave both of them, they're both going to leave a piece of themselves in the ring.
Right.
That's what matches like that should be reserved for. You shouldn't just throw them out all willy-nilly, just like anyone. Oh, I just met this guy yesterday. Let's have a Hell in a Cell match.
Well, the way you just described that definitely sounds like the CM Punk Drew McIntyre. It's been a long rivalry.
Yeah, but
there's no title on the line, but
yeah, 3 stages of hell should be reserved for world title. That one is, and that's the only one I'll say should be reserved because especially if there's a ladder match involved. If
right.
So
what are you pulling down?
Yeah, what are you pulling down? You're gonna put the bracelet in a briefcase and hang it up?
I was just getting ready to say it's gonna be for the bracelet. That's your title for this.
So what, are they gonna hang Drew McIntyre's wife up on the fucking thing? Is it gonna be a Drew McIntyre's wife on a pole match? Is it gonna be CM Punk's wife on a pole match? Is it gonna be both their wives on a pole match?
Yeah.
Hey, whoa! Now I just thought about it. Maybe not on a pole. Maybe we should end this video before we get fucking terms of service.
I think this is the most unhinged Sector 5 video.
Probably.
And there's videos where all I did was film the sky.
Well, that wouldn't be unhinged. That would just be what the fuck's happening right now? I hear stuff going on in the background, but all I see is this clear blue sky, but I'm not going to get into that.
Not only was it clear blue skies, there was no winner for that match.
That we know of. Damn shit, cut off right before you could even fucking...
And here's your winner! Click.
That's what we call suspenseful storytelling. And we'll just chop it up as that.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. We will hopefully be back for Bad Blood. And as always, I've been Cody the Hangman Heinzman. Thank you once again for joining me. And that's just how it is.
Peace.